Grandma, why do you always smell funny? Mom says it's just how you smell. That one sentence shattered 68-year-old Nancy Miller. She had always kept herself tidy and clean. Yet hearing her granddaughter say that broke her heart. The little girl no longer wanted to sit on her lap and even wrinkled her nose when she asked for a hug. That night, Nancy curled up under the covers and cried silently for hours. Hi, I'm Dr. Henry Thompson, a 77-year-old specialist in elderly care who has worked with over 10,000 senior patients. Today, I want to share a truth that many won't say out loud, but it affects almost every older adult. Have you ever sat on a bus and noticed the seat next to you stays empty? Maybe your grandchild avoids it too. Or your daughter-in-law keeps cracking the window open? After years of medical practice, I've learned that 99% of people over 60 can't detect it themselves, though everyone else around them can. And the hardest part? Most families won't bring it up, so older adults live unaware. Let me tell you about George Carter. He took pride in cleanliness, showered daily, and kept a neat home. But one day, he overheard his son's friend whisper, "Wow, the old guy smell is strong." George was stunned. After that, he started avoiding the living room whenever the grandkids visited. He felt ashamed, even though he had no idea what he did wrong. If any of this sounds familiar, you're probably wondering, is this happening to me too? And chances are, it might be. But don't stress. Watch through, and I'll explain how to fix it. Science confirms that our bodies naturally change with age, and yes, our scent does too. But this isn't something you just have to live with. Follow through, and you'll stop worrying about what others might be whispering behind your back. Kids are honest. If they notice something, they'll say it. Betty Davis, 65, once told me, "Dr. Henry, my grandchild won't sit near me anymore. What can I do?" Her eyes were full of tears. Today, I'm going to share with you one essential solution I discovered after decades in this field. Just 3 minutes of focused hygiene, done right, can eliminate 90% of that odor. It worked for more than 1,000 of my patients, and it brought them closer to their families again. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you find it helpful. Your support helps us reach more seniors who need this kind of guidance. Let me share a story. Last week, 88-year-old Frank Wilson told me, "Dr. Henry, I wear expensive cologne, but my son still opens all the windows when I'm around." That hurt, and I had to tell him the truth. Fragrance alone isn't the fix. Many older adults think cologne can solve unpleasant odors, but that's a myth. It doesn't remove the smell. It simply adds another layer on top, often making things worse. It's like spraying air freshener in a dirty room. It masks the problem instead of fixing it. Too often, seniors notice an unfamiliar scent and respond by overusing cologne or deodorant. But all that does is blend body odor with fragrance, creating an even more overwhelming smell. That's why windows get opened more and feelings get hurt. To truly solve the issue, you need to understand the root cause. So, where does this so-called old person smell really come from? Many assume it's due to less frequent bathing or simply aging, but there's a clear biological explanation. Once you know what it is, the solution becomes much easier. Let's start with the science. As the body ages, 3 major changes take place. First, your sweat levels drop. While younger adults sweat around a quart a day, that amount decreases to less than half after age 60. You might think, less sweat? That sounds like a good thing. But it's actually the opposite. Sweat is one of the body's natural ways of cleansing toxins. With less of it, those toxins build up on the skin and feed odor-causing bacteria. Dorothy, age 71, once told me, "I hardly sweat anymore, but why do I still smell off?" It's because without sweat, waste lingers on the skin longer. Edward, 73, said, "I used to sweat all the time and hated it. Now I don't. And I thought that was better. Turns out, it's not. That's the thing, sweat helps detox your skin. Less of it means more buildup, and that leads to odor." The second change? Sebum, the natural oil your skin produces, changes with age. Most people don't realize that sebum's chemical makeup shifts over time. Older skin produces a substance called 2-nonenal, which doesn't exist in younger bodies. After studying this for decades, I found that 2-nonenal levels spike after age 50 and peak around 70. It's an oxidized fatty acid, and it's responsible for that distinct aging smell. Third, your mouth changes. After 60, saliva production can drop by more than 50%. Since saliva controls mouth bacteria and pH balance, less of it leads to a dry mouth, bacterial growth, and bad breath. Linda, 69, confided in me, "My mouth's always dry now, and I can smell it when I talk. I feel uncomfortable around my grandkids. That's all tied to the drop in saliva." So when daily showers, perfume, and mouthwash still leave a lingering odor, it's because of these 3 physiological shifts. But the good news? You can fix it if you target the right areas. Let's keep going. Skip this part, and you'll likely continue throwing money at products that don't work, just covering up the problem without solving it. But what I'm about to share with you actually makes a difference. Within a week, you can begin to notice the change. These are simple yet effective basics that can help eliminate that age-related odor. Stick with me until the end. If you follow these steps, you may find that in just a month, your family's sea sand smells you differently. People often ask me, "Dr. Henry, is it really possible to get rid of that older adult smell?" My answer is always, absolutely, but only if you go about it the right way. Most people don't know how. Let me tell you about James Parker, 75, who came into my clinic with his head down. "My grandkids don't want to come in my room anymore," he said. "My son opens all the windows whenever he visits." 6 months later, he returned smiling. "Now my granddaughter climbs right onto my lap again. It's like a switch flipped." You can experience the same turnaround. And here's the thing, you don't need fancy sprays or overpriced pharmacy products. Everything starts at home. These recommendations are backed by over 5 decades of medical research. In fact, 97% of the patients who followed them saw noticeable improvement. First rule, stay hydrated with warm water. You might be thinking, what's so special about water? Well, warm water acts like a gentle internal cleanser. It helps flush toxins through your kidneys and out of your body. The key is starting your day with a glass of warm water. It makes a big difference in cutting down that unwanted body odor. Margaret Adams, 72, told me, "Drinking warm water every morning was hard at first. But after a few weeks, I got used to. I tan now. My skin feels smoother. And my grandson says I smell nice." The goal? If that sounds tough, here's a routine that works. 1 glass when you wake up, 1 before lunch, 1 after lunch, 1 around dry p.m., 1 before dinner, 1 just before bed. Stick to a schedule, and it'll soon become second nature. And remember, coffee and tea don't count. Coffee actually dehydrates you. So for every cup of coffee, add an extra glass of water. Second rule, take light walks in the sun. Many older adults tell me, exercise isn't easy anymore. And that's okay. You don't need to hit the gym. Just a 20-minute walk in gentle sunlight helps your body sweat out toxins and gives your skin a chance to refresh. Sunlight also helps kill off odor-causing bacteria on the skin. The best times? Mornings before 10 a.m. or late afternoons after 4 p.m. when the sun is mild and safe. Fred Taylor, 77, once told me, "I couldn't walk more than a few minutes without aching. But I started with 10 minutes slowly. Now I can manage just fine even if I still huff a bit." Third rule, bathe daily with warm, not hot water. "I can't handle a cold bathroom in winter," people say. I get it, but regular bathing is vital. It removes the buildup of oils and bacteria that contribute to odor. Just don't use scalding water. Water that's too hot strips your skin's natural defenses and can make the smell worse. Instead, aim for water between 100 and 104 degrees Fahrenheit. And once a week, try soaking in a warm bath for about 20 minutes. This opens your pores and lets deeper dirt and sweat residues escape. Many of my patients say that after these soaks, their skin feels refreshed and their natural scent improves significantly. Stick to those 3 core habits, and you'll notice a real difference. The age-related smell will begin to fade significantly. But here's something most people don't realize. There's one crucial part that makes all the difference. It comes down to how you shower and, more specifically, where you clean. Nearly 90% of body odor originates from just a few overlooked areas. Yet many people skip them entirely. The first key area: skin folds. Think about the creases around your neck, armpits, under the breasts, your belly button, groin, behind the knees, and inside the elbows. These areas are warm, often moist, and prone to trapping sweat and bacteria. And here's the issue. Many older adults wash over them quickly or miss the especially tricky spots like behind the ears or the back of the neck. Susan Brooks, 66, once said, "Dr. Henry, I always showered but I never focused on my armpits or chest the way you taught. Now the odor's nearly gone. My grandchild even runs up to hug me again. Just a few extra seconds in these areas can change everything. Use a soft cloth or loofah. Scrub gently, and avoid aggressive rubbing to protect your skin." Second, focus on hair, covered areas. Hair holds onto sweat and oils more than bare skin, especially in the armpits, chest, and scalp. The scalp is particularly important and often overlooked. When shampooing, make sure to massage your scalp well, not just a quick rinse. Tom Harris, 62, told me, "You said to scrub my scalp properly, and I did. The old smell around my head is almost gone. My grandkid even pats my head now instead of avoiding it." Men with chest or stomach hair should pay attention too. Use soap or body wash. Lather thoroughly, rinse completely, and dry well afterward. Third, target the sweaty zones: feet, toes, and palms. These spots have dense sweat glands and are odor hotspots. Feet in particular get locked inside shoes all day, creating the perfect storm for odor. The smell doesn't just stay in your shoes, it seeps into your clothes and furniture. John Miller, 68, shared, "My feet used to smell terrible. I started scrubbing between my toes, drying them well, and switching socks daily. Now, no more bad smell. Me daughter-in-law actually comes into my room without flinching." Always wash your feet thoroughly. Dry between the toes. Wear cotton socks, and rotate your shoes so they can air out. And don't forget your back. It's hard to reach, but it matters. Sweat collects there and gets trapped in clothes. Use a back brush or long-handled cloth to clean it properly. Use warm, not hot water. Hot water can damage your skin's protective layer and make odor worse. Choose mild, unscented soaps rather than heavily fragranced ones. Harsh fragrances may irritate skin and worsen odor over time. Mary Johnson, 71, admitted, "I was skeptical at first. Could something this simple really make a difference? But it did. Now my granddaughter snuggles up with me to watch TV. It feels like I got a piece of my joy back." After showering, always apply a moisturizer. Dry skin flakes more, harbors bacteria, and tends to smell stronger, especially in colder months. Once a week, take a warm bath at around 100 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. It opens pores, helps release deep-seated grime, and leaves your skin feeling fresh. Pat yourself dry and apply lotion right away for best results. If you keep putting this off, the discomfort won't go away, it will only grow. You might lose more than freshness, you could lose confidence, comfort, and connection. Don't wait. Start today. Clean those 3 critical zones, and within a week, you'll likely feel the shift in how your family interacts with you. Coming up next, we'll dive into how diet and lifestyle choices play a major role in body odor. Listen closely to what's ahead, it may surprise you. And yes, beyond cleaning, food matters more than most people think. If you're still with us and finding this helpful, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're watching. And if you haven't already, I recommend subscribing and turning on notifications so you never miss a new video. Your support helps us continue creating thoughtful, informative content to inspire and empower you. Now, let's move on. Betty Carter, age 60, once asked me, "I've eaten garlic all my life, could that be causing my odor?" It's a fair question. While strong spices like garlic can affect your scent short-term, in the long run, garlic actually helps reduce body odor thanks to its powerful antioxidants. First, add more antioxidant-rich foods to your meals. The word antioxidants might sound complex, but the idea is simple. They fight the natural oxidation process in our bodies, which is a major source of aging and odor. Foods like tomatoes, apples, strawberries, buckwheat, and brown rice help cleanse your system from the inside out. Fruits and vegetables with deep red or purple hues are especially high in antioxidants. Paul King, 79, told me, Dr. Henry said to eat 1 apple and 1 tomato every day. 2 months later, my granddaughter hugged me and said I smelled great. It felt like magic. Even garlic, though pungent at first, breaks down into compounds that actually combat odor-causing bacteria. Just 1 or 2 cloves a day can improve your internal balance and reduce smell. Second, eat hydrating fruits and vegetables. Water-rich foods like watermelon, cucumbers, pears, and tomatoes help flush toxins naturally through your urine. Think of them as edible cleansers. Nancy Miller, 68, shared, "I started eating half a cucumber and a tomato each day just to be healthy. A few months later, people stopped avoiding me. They even said I smelled nice. Not a fan of eating raw produce? Blend them into a smoothie once a day. It's easy and it works." Third, improve your oral hygiene. Brushing your teeth 3 times a day is great, but don't stop there. Your tongue holds on to bacteria that cause bad breath. A toothbrush won't fully clean it. Use a tongue scraper available at any pharmacy and make it a daily habit. Linda Parker, 73, said, "At first, scraping my tongue made me gag, but I stuck with it, and now my breath is fresh, and I never skip it." Quote, also, chewing sugar-free gum after meals, especially kinds with xylitol, boosts saliva and reduces odor while protecting your teeth. Fourth, cut down on coffee and alcohol. These drinks dehydrate the body and make odor worse. Alcohol, in particular, breaks down into acetaldehyde, a compound that exits through your sweat and creates a sharp scent. George Carter, 71, told me, "I used to drink whiskey every day. Didn't realize it was the root of the smell. I switched to barley tea, and in just a month, the change was obvious." If you love coffee, try limiting it to 1 or 2 cups and drinking extra water or herbal tea alongside it. And if possible, reduce or stop alcohol intake. Fifth, eat more fiber. Chronic constipation leads to toxins building up in your system, which then get released through your skin. Foods like brown rice, oats, leafy greens, and other fiber-rich meals help your digestion and reduce internal waste buildup. Margaret Evans, 77, said, "I struggled with constipation for years. I started eating brown rice and veggie soup in the morning, and not only did that help, but my body odor improved too." If you ignore these easy changes, you'll keep throwing money at products that don't work. A few shifts in how you eat and care for your mouth and body can lead to a real difference. And best of all, these habits don't just reduce odor, they boost your overall health and energy for a vibrant, active life. The best time to start? Right now. Next, let's talk about clothing, bedding, and household habits, the final piece of the puzzle. These often get overlooked, but they're just as important as body care. You can take a great shower, but if you put on a stale shirt or sleep on musty sheets, the smell returns. So let's fix that. First, change clothes and underwear daily, no exceptions. Sweat and skin oils soak into fabric, especially in summer, feeding bacteria that create odor. Robert Harris, 72, used to re-wear the same shirt for 3 or 4 days. When I told him to start fresh every day, he noticed the difference immediately. Odor dropped fast. Cotton underwear is ideal, it breathes and wicks away moisture. Avoid synthetic fabrics, which trap sweat and worsen the smell. After washing, dry clothes in sunlight whenever possible. The sun naturally kills bacteria. On rainy days, make sure everything dries completely before wearing. Second, your bedding needs attention. We spend about 8 hours every night in bed. And in that time, sweat, oils, and dead skin cells build up on sheets and pillowcases. If left unchanged, they become a breeding ground for odor. Wash bedding weekly and sun dry it if you can. Pillowcases should be swapped even more frequently. They absorb facial oils and scalp flakes. Linda Parker, 75, told me she used to wash her sheets once a month. I suggested once a week. She thought it was too much work at first, but now it's part of her routine and her room stays fresh. Don't forget to replace old pillows and blankets every 1 to 2 years. Over time, they collect bacteria and mites that add to the smell. Third, manage your shoes and socks. Foot odor can travel. Your whole body's scent can be thrown off by neglected footwear. Change socks daily, and again, choose breathable cotton. Don't wear the same pair of shoes every day. Rotate between 2 or 3 to give each pair time to dry fully. Sprinkle baking soda inside to absorb lingering moisture and odor. Paul King, 69, used to wear the same shoes for weeks. I told him to rotate and switch socks daily, and just like that, the foot smell that used to linger disappeared. Even his grandson started spending time in his room again. Fourth, air out your living space. Older adults often spend long hours indoors. And without fresh air, odors build up quickly. Open windows at least twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening for about 10 minutes each. Focus especially on bathrooms and kitchens, where smells collect faster. For stubborn odors, place a small bowl of baking soda in the bathroom. It absorbs smells naturally. Fred Taylor, 71, used to keep all the windows shut because he didn't like the cold. I told him to try short airing sessions, and though it felt uncomfortable at first, the air changed dramatically, and so did his family's attitude. So here's a quick recap. The old person smell mostly comes from a mix of reduced sweating, which traps more gunk on the skin, oxidized sebum, which produces a compound called 2-nonenal, lower saliva production, poor hygiene, bad diet, dehydration, and neglected clothing or linens. But the fixes are simple. Drink more than 6 cups of warm water each day. Take a 20-minute walk in gentle sunlight. Scrub your body's 3 main zones: folds, hair-covered areas, and sweaty spots. Eat antioxidant-rich foods like fruits, veggies, and garlic. Keep your mouth clean with brushing and tongue scraping. Wash your clothes and bedding regularly. Underwear daily. Sheets weekly. Air out rooms twice daily for 10 minutes. All of this is inexpensive, straightforward, and easy to start now. Remember, reducing this odor isn't just about smell, it's about reclaiming your energy, health, and confidence. These small daily choices improve your family relationships, social life, and how you feel about yourself. Don't let something as fixable as body odor create distance between you and your loved ones. Take action now. The reward is not just a fresher scent, it's a more joyful, connected, and fulfilling life. Margaret Adams, 62, shared something that truly touched me. Henry's advice for 6 months, and now, my granddaughter not only sits on my lap to watch television, she hugs and kisses me again. Thank you, Dr. Henry, for bringing this joy back into my life. That kind of change is real, and it's possible for you too. You just have to take the first step. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it. Your support helps us continue sharing these valuable, life-changing insights. Well, friends, that's a wrap for today's deep dive into understanding and overcoming age-related body odor. I hope these tips have not only opened your eyes, but also given you simple, powerful steps you can apply right away to feel more confident and comfortable in your skin. Now I want to hear from you. What's one thing from today's video that stuck with you? Maybe it's learning how to scrub those specific areas, drinking more warm water, or finally understanding how much clothing care matters. Whatever it is, drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to know what changes you're making in your daily routine. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a comment, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss out on more practical advice for a vibrant, healthy life. Let's keep growing and thriving together. Until next time, take care, and see you in the next video.